So I'm currently in Budapest. I arrived a few days ago and I've just been settling in, getting used to it, building a new routine, and honestly just adjusting being in a completely new place that I've never been before. I don't speak the language, I don't know anyone here. But over the past few days, I've mainly been working, doing freelance work, client work, and also going through voice acting auditions for my indie animated film project. So if you don't know me, I'm LOEVA, I'm a freelance artist, and I'm currently working on making my own animated short film from scratch. I'm here as like a freelance artist doing a workaway kind of situation, and I'm really excited to explore the city and do some sightseeing. But the main reason I wanted to come here was honestly just to disappear for a while into my own work and my own world as I'm building this film project. I've been really craving that space to just immerse myself in the worlds that I'm trying to create and just live in my own head a little bit. I guess this vlog is partly about seeing how realistic and sustainable this kind of lifestyle is, and just trying to figure out how I can sustainably make a film while also trying to support myself and pursue my art career. So far, it's been a really fun experience, although it's been an adjustment. Last week, I was actually in London. I spent time with family, revisited some familiar places, and if you didn't know, I'm actually born in London, so it was really nice to go back to some childhood places and see some old friends. But now that I'm here in Budapest, it feels like the real work phase has officially started. Today, I'm spending the entire day illustrating for freelance work. Also, the cooling machine in my Airbnb is broken, and it's 30 degrees here in Budapest. So it's really hot. I think it's like a heat wave. It's so hot. The handyman is going to come in tomorrow and fix it, hopefully. So, yeah.
Space in a single sail, white rocky island, you and I on the trail, just us and the waves, no need to behave in the harbor.
I just spent 2 hours looking for this. I also got a $50 fine because I didn't understand the metro system. I brought the wrong cable from home, so it is my fault. The cable's just for charging and it doesn't actually transfer data from my camera to my Mac. So I had to spend $140 getting this. And in every shop that I went to, it was such a struggle, like being in a place where people don't really speak English. I mean, a lot of people could and were able to kind of understand me and help me, but my experience wasn't great. Like, people just came off really rude, and I don't know if that's a thing here, but I don't know. It's not the best feeling, but I think I just need to grow a pair. I had a terrible day yesterday, but today is a new day and I'm going to do some freelance work. It's character design work, so I'm really happy. And I'm actually going to go to a local cafe and do the initial sketching and research phase. Okay, so I need to go through my top picks folder from the voice acting auditions and make my shortlist for callback auditions. I love this one, oh my god.
It interferes with the process. It was sublime and frightening.
So the first take was just the audition bed, though?
With all you cared for me, passionate, evangeline. There's nothing like I ever seen.
The quiet moments are so terrifying and so good. Oh, it's so hard. It's such a hard choice. I constantly forget when I make mistakes and when I get stuck. I'm gonna go out exploring to find a new cafe to work in a bit further out from here. Honestly, one of my favorite things to do here so far is just walk around and explore. Budapest is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been to, and I had no idea how stunning it is. I really didn't do much research before coming here, so I was just walking around and just being mind blown whenever I would turn a corner. I headed to a cafe to work on a grant application for this project. I've been working on it for a good couple days, but my goal is to release a pilot animatic, something that lets people experience a little piece of the story while I continue to build other elements of the film and just leave it open for future development maybe. Doing the entire animation pipeline by yourself is an insane undertaking, so any funding would mean that I could maybe bring on other artists on board, and I've been looking into bringing a composer in to make some music for the pilot, and it would mean that I could actually spend more time making the film instead of constantly balancing freelance work alongside it. Spoiler alert, I didn't get the grant this time. It was of course a bit disappointing, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. I'll try my best again next time. I'm a bit sick, so please excuse my voice, but I've got a new animation project to work on for a client, and I'm really excited because they've given me a lot of creative freedom, which is amazing, but these kinds of projects really need thorough planning for me to stay on track. So I need to start planning that, and ideally in a digital space where I can bring everything together in one place. I need a space that allows me to keep up with all the different elements, but also something that I can actually share with my client so that they can keep up and easily follow the process as this project evolves. I've actually been using Millernote for this, which is amazing because Millernote is also the sponsor of today's video. I've been using Millernote for the past couple months, mainly to structure and organize my animated film project, which has gotten very huge and complicated with a lot of different moving parts. Being able to lay everything out in one clear visual hub has made such a massive difference for me, especially with things like voice acting auditions at the moment. It's really helpful to have all my documents in one place with the rest of the project and the visual inspiration. It's been amazing for organizing the other elements of the project like 3D testing and the main animatic I'm working on and the pilot that I'm hoping to release soon, while keeping all of my notes, research, references, concept art and mood boards all in one place and clearly organized as I keep moving forward. So if it wasn't clear already, Millernote is a free digital tool for planning, organizing and structuring creative projects. It's great for things like mood boards, story development, writing projects, planning videos, and artwork, animation projects, pretty much anything where you want to bring together a bunch of ideas into one place. And since I'm starting this new animation project for a client, I thought it would be the perfect time to show you how I use Millernote for a very different project from my own animated film. I can't actually show you the contents of the project itself because it's client work, but I can show you how I've been setting up my board for it and using Millernote as part of my workflow and how it's made such a big difference for me. One thing I really like when creating a new board is that Millernote already has a bunch of templates that you can choose from. There are templates for all kinds of creative projects, and since my first step for this animation is storyboarding and exploring a possible narrative and visual journey, I'm going to start with the storyboarding template as my base. The template already comes with sections for project information and production notes, which is really helpful, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in all the information I need there for myself and my client. I'm also going to add a new column for research material, inspirations, references, things like that, because I know that those start piling up really fast for me, so I want to get it down and ready to go.
One thing I've learned from working on several larger projects is that references really end up scattered absolutely everywhere, and unless I give them a dedicated home, I'm never going to find them again. Okay, so again, I can't show you the content itself, but I've already sketched out some rough storyboards in my sketchbook, so I'm going to start preparing the shot descriptions for each shot here in Millernote, and then I can just import those storyboard sketches directly into the board. I actually drew over the sketches in Procreate to make them a little bit clearer because my sketchbook notes tend to be pretty chaotic to follow and they make perfect sense to me, but to no one else. So now that those are imported, I added another section underneath for style references and added a few photos, as well as another little section just for more reference images and visual inspiration. I'm sure I'll link in a Pinterest board and maybe make a mood board section. There's a bunch of stuff that I could start adding to this, but for now I'll leave it like that and everything is starting to come together in one place. That's really what makes this workflow so helpful for me. Usually I have all of my notes scattered across 7 different notebooks, 5 sketchbooks, whatever scrap pieces of paper I have, and then references in another place like a Pinterest board and other project information in like files hidden on my laptop. You get the point, but it's really a mess sometimes, and now everything is just sitting visually together in one place and it's really clear to me and my client what's going on. It's especially helpful when you're collaborating with other people because it's so much easier, I find, to communicate your vision when everything that you're working off is laid out clearly in one space with all the visual cues there. So yeah, I'm feeling really good about this. And even though this board is still pretty small, I know from experience that it'll continue growing as the project keeps developing. Like it has for my animated film board. You can insert links to external websites and documents. You can embed YouTube videos directly in Millernote and watch videos in here. You can add images, notes, color swatches. You can even embed playlists or a specific song from Spotify, for example, in Millernote. Again, you can listen to it directly in there, which is really great for inspiration and just being immersed in whatever project you're working on. One of my favorite features is that you can actually create boards within boards. So for my animated film project, I have separate nested boards for things like inspiration, concept art, references, and just different sections of production, which really keeps everything organized without it becoming too overwhelming. Because if I look at everything all at once, that can get too much, but now everything's just organized in its clean little space. I've also really enjoyed using the mobile app because it's so portable and accessible, and I can note down my random ideas from anywhere at any time directly in my phone. I can just quickly take a photo of a sketch or quickly note down that eureka moment at 2 AM in my brainstorming section, and then everything is already ready, waiting for me for when I open Millernote again on my laptop. This is especially great while traveling when I don't always have my laptop on hand. So if you're working on any kind of creative project and this kind of visual workflow looks like it would work for you really well as well, there's a link in the description of the video where you can try Millernote for free with no time limit. I hope you find it as useful as I have, and a huge thank you to Millernote for sponsoring and supporting the channel.
I'm working on some costume design for a client, and today I'm gonna start refining some sketches a little bit because I was keeping it really loose and just explorative. And I was mostly just doing silhouettes and color explorations a little bit, but now I think I'm going to start doing some more detailed drawings and line work.
Rusty red on her shoulder, I was cleaning her shoe.
Here's my Pinterest board with a bunch of references and inspiration that I really liked, so I might try to incorporate some of these elements, like these goggles I really like, these kind of like belts with loads of stuff hanging off. It should be fun.
It was a mutual arrangement we both saw into. Can she walk in the fire? Can she run in the rain? Can she make it up the mountainside? Can she make it down again? I have often wondered if she'll go and jump the fence. Will she keep on moving onward or stay in what could have been? Broke my arm in December. We were running for the thrill. You turned in the canyon to the snowbank where I fell. Even still,
I'm gonna go to a local cafe and apply to a couple character design concept art jobs. It's been a bit of a frustrating phase. I've been mostly using the platform Upwork to apply to freelance job listings. But it kind of just seems like a sham. Like, so many of my proposals that I send in don't even get opened. I don't know if that's a thing or if I'm doing it wrong, but it's really frustrating to put work into an application and just feel like it doesn't even get seen. And the couple that did get opened, I used like more points that you pay for on the platform to be seen. So that seems a bit scammy, but I have a few points left for this month, so I might as well just go ahead and use them and see if it gets my proposals seen. But we'll see. There's also a studio job that looks sick. I'm sure it's really popular among character designers, so I'll shoot my shot though. You never know.
what could have been? Broke my arm in December. We were running for the thrill. You turned in the canyon to the snowbank where I fell. Even still, I remember knowing she could feel it too. Was a mutual arrangement, we both knew what to do. She had a star on her forehead that was easy to find. When I let down her bridle, saw into her hazel eyes. We had a deep understanding, never had to use a bit. Was a mutual arrangement and an honest respect. Can she walk in the fire? Can she run in the rain? Can she make it up the mountainside? Can she make it down again? I have often wondered if she'll go and jump the fence. Will she keep on moving onward or stay in what could have been? Will she keep